Hello, Year 9. This is your second lesson in the Peace and Conflict unit that you started last week in RE. If you haven't done the first one, please go back on Show My Homework and do complete the tasks in that lesson because they introduce you to lots of the key words that you're going to need over the next few weeks. If you have done that lesson, this one is about reasons for going to war. Why do countries start wars? Why do people go? Please copy the title and date from this slide and then pause this video and watch the second video link. I'll just explain it a bit. That song was released, the song that you'll see was released in 1970 in the middle of the Vietnam War. America was fighting against a group in North Vietnam to try to free the country. And so lots of the footage that you see in that music video is from Vietnam. Lots of it's quite shocking, I'm afraid. Please watch the music video and explain in a couple of sentences in your book what you think the point of the song is using lyrics you hear to back up your point. It won't be very difficult. It's a very, very clear message. Okay, off you go. Okay, hopefully you've watched that music video now. Just so you know, these are the objectives for this lesson. Firstly, everyone, use 3 key main reasons why countries go to war. We're going to learn about those. Most of you should be able to explain some of the religious teachings that might apply. We're going to particularly focus on Christianity and the Bible today. But that other religions will come in future lessons. And some of you might be able to link real-world examples that we mentioned in the video that we study and evidence from holy books in your final answer. Right, here's a little task just to get you thinking first of all. Pause this video and make a list in your book, please. Why are there sometimes fights in the school playground? What do people fight over? I'm sure everyone who's doing this has seen a fight, witnessed a fight, been part of a fight, tried to break up a fight. Try to come up with at least 5 reasons why school pupils sometimes get into fights, and then move on when you've done that. Right, hopefully you've got your list of reasons why school pupils fight. Some of them you might find are the same as reasons on this slide here, reasons why many countries go to war. If you've written down that, one pupil wants something that another pupil has, well, that's basically greed. If you've written down that someone's trying to stop themselves being attacked by somebody, that's basically self-defense. And if you've written down that, somebody hit them first and so they hit back, well, that's retaliation. So we're going to look at these reasons for war over the next 3 slides. These are the main reasons a country ends up declaring war on another country. And over the next 3 slides, please, can you make some notes in your book? Now, that means don't copy down every single thing you read, but the key information to do with these reasons for war is what you need to get down. Okay, some of it is in bold. That might give you a clue as to what the key information is. Right, as I said, on these slides, please make notes as we go through. So first reason, greed. Greed is simply wanting more stuff, wanting more money or more resources or whatever it might be. Now, through history, war has been used as a way to get more land or territory or to regain land that was lost in a previous war, and it may simply be because one country wants more of the resources in that land. Greed can lead to war because countries want to take control of things like gold or oil, making themselves richer and more powerful. And often, if that happens, the defeated country becomes poorer as a result, sometimes cripplingly poor. Some people believe that in 2003, when the United States and the UK joined together to invade Iraq, it was more to do with gaining control of oil than about politics. Our governments said that it was because there was a dictator ruling Iraq who needed to be deposed, but some people think that it was more to do with the oil. Most Christians wouldn't see greed as a good reason to go to war. The Bible says in 1 Timothy 6 verse 10, that's towards the latter half of the Bible, the love of money is a root of all kinds of evil. Now, please do notice that. It says the love of money. Many people misunderstand this verse and they see it as money is the root of all kinds of evil. But actually what it says is the love of money. Okay, and that is quite important. Right, please jot that verse down in your notes. Self-defense is another reason that a country might declare war against another country. If you have been attacked, then it is normal for the invaded country to defend itself. And many people consider that this type of fighting, going to war for this reason, is one of the most acceptable reasons. Because you are not the aggressor, you are defending your values, your beliefs, your way of life, your people from attack. A good example to use of fighting in self-defense is during World War II, the UK Britain fighting to defend itself against Nazi invasion. Hitler's forces were instructed to try to invade our country, and there were things like the Battle of Britain, which was an air-based battle that stopped that invasion. British soldiers also fought to defend other European countries like France because they saw Nazism as an evil threat that should be stopped. Many Christians would argue that in a situation like this, fighting a government or a country that is doing things like Nazi Germany was doing would be justifiable, because the Bible teaches that prejudice is wrong, and there was clear prejudice involved in Nazi Germany. Jesus never taught that going to war was good, but the Old Testament of the Bible does have several stories of God telling his people to fight other nations, giving them instructions to go to war against other countries. Some Christians will use these parts of the older part of the Bible as a justification for entering a war. Okay, retaliation is a key word that might be new to you, might not, and it simply means fighting back against someone when they have attacked you. Or it could be a country fighting back against another country or group that have attacked you. Some people would see this as an acceptable reason for going to war, because if your country has been attacked, you can't just stand by and do nothing. Some people might say that a leader shows how strong she or he is in this way, in their response to being attacked first. Now, a good example of this in war, again World War II, but not the UK. In 1941, the USA was not part of World War II. They were sort of neutral. But when Japanese forces delivered a surprise attack on the American naval base at Pearl Harbor, which is in Hawaii, America joined the war straight away. Now, there's a video linked on Show My Homework that you can watch to explain that a little bit more. What this led to, this attack on Pearl Harbor, led to really 4 years of fighting across the Pacific, American forces becoming involved in World War II around the world, including in Europe, and eventually to a nuclear attack on Japan, the two cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki being destroyed. And we can see that probably as an act of retaliation, which finally brought the conflict to an end. Okay, so yeah, do watch the video about Pearl Harbor. It might help you understand what happened. Okay, hopefully you've now got lots of notes down in your book about those 3 reasons for going to war. This is the final bit of work that we want you to do for this lesson and to submit to your teacher. This is the key task that your teacher wants to see. Basically trying to link what you've learned there with verses from the Bible to do with war. And there are 4 here. Some of them are simple and straightforward, and the message is very clear. Some of them need a bit of thinking about. I'm going to read them out and explain them a bit, and then you please do the task in the yellow box there. Okay, so we've already looked at 1 Timothy 6:10, the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. Above that, you have the words of Jesus, which many Christians see as holy and important. He said to his followers, "Do not resist an evil person. If anyone slaps you on the right cheek, turn to them the other cheek also." Now, many Christians would take this as an instruction not to retaliate, to not fight back, not hit back, and possibly that countries should do the same thing as well. When it comes to war, if someone attacks you, you should not be attacking back. Right, next to that is a verse from Isaiah, a much older verse from the Old Testament of the Bible. And Isaiah was one of Israel's prophets. He said in one point of his prophecies, "God will judge between the nations and will settle disputes for many peoples. Nation will not take up sword against nation, nor will they train for war anymore." So Isaiah was sort of predicting a time there when peace will be the order of the day, when countries will stop going to war, and God will be part of the healing process, that war would come to an end, and that's the ideal that everyone should be aiming for. The final verse there on the bottom left is "Do not kill" from Exodus 20:13. That's from the Ten Commandments, which are 10 key instructions that many Christians and many Jews, as it happens, see as absolutely vital for human life, like rules from God. So, based on all these verses, what might a Christian think about the 3 reasons for going to war that we have studied? Okay, so try and answer that with a decent, detailed paragraph using evidence or examples in your answer. Now, it'd be fantastic if you can bring in evidence of wars that are not part of this lesson that you know about from other study, but you can bring in evidence from and examples from this lesson too. Okay, so try and write a good, detailed paragraph on that, please, and then submit that to your teacher. Well done. Off you go.